You good?
It's cool.
Yeah, there.
Dang, it's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, Shalom. We're going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Yahweh is the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem meaning in the name. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, and powerful name of His only begotten Son, who is the Savior of the nation of Israel. Starting off with the elect within the nation of Israel. And Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad that may look like the nations where you've been scattered to, but are Israelites. And we're also going to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and the truth. All right, we're the brothers from the Great Millstone branch on Des Moines, Iowa, coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord's will, inspired by the Holy Spirit, Harakak Wadash. And as you see in the title, man, Antiochus with AI and drones. All right, and this was something I was thinking about. I was meditating this morning on a few, a topic to go into for, a morning meditation lesson, morning Hagayawan. And the Spirit had me think about, the persecution to come. And the Spirit just led me to look this up in First Maccabees, the first chapter, pretty much how this would look. All right, that persecution of the Greeks. All right, the Greeks coming down on our people. That was a time of great wrath. Brother can grab Ecclesiastes, what you have posted. That which is then is that which shall be. So I was thinking about that time and reading through that, and it's like it's going to be the same persecution that's going to happen. All right, the same similar scenarios, right? But now this devil's got AI and he's got drones. So with the madness that Antiochus Epiphanes was doing, all right, during the time of the Greek Empire, how harsh he was, all right, those strict measures, what do you think he would have done in that time if he had AI and drones, man? Okay. It would have been a whole nother level. And this is what we've been warning the people about, that this time is going to be like a time like no other. All right. This devil's finna go crazy, man. All right. And he's just got higher level technology. So if he did the exact same thing back then in that time period with the technology that he has now, oh yeah, it would have been madness, man. Even worse, right? But go ahead. We'll hop in these precepts, man. Lord's what is edifying. What you got?
This is Ecclesiastes 1:9.
And you got Daniel's. That's what I thought. All right.
Spirit, yeah.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be done, that which shall be."
Slow it down. Read it again.
It says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, it says, in that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun."
Right. So history repeats itself, man. All right. There's no new thing under the sun. So during the time of the Greeks, which we're going to read in this First Maccabees, the first chapter, during that time, that was a time of great wrath that came down upon our people. Revelation 12:12 talks about.
I'm on that too.
Go ahead.
This is Revelations 12 and verse 12. It says, "Rejoice." It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time."
Right. So this is talking about what's about to happen in these last days, man. All right. He's going to come down with great wrath. Why? Because he know that his time is short. All right. His kingdom is at an end. But now he's got this technology. What you think he's going to do with it, man? He's finna go all out, man. Going into that Daniel, real quick, you got it up.
It's Daniel 12:1. "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time."
Right, and you can see clearly that through, knowledge increasing, this technology and everything like that, this is going to play into why this is a time like no other. All right, because as we're going to go from what the Spirit had me ask in the chat GPT, they had different people that were going in, monitoring the people just to make sure that everybody was submitting, to the new religion, submitting to, doing all that wickedness, right? Well, now he's got drones doing it. All right. Now he's listening to you on the phone. Now he's got, social credit store, surveillance. Yeah. Right. And this is what the chat GP is going to go into and mention it, man. Using all these things, all right, to bring in those harsh measures. All right, social credit systems like they're doing in China, man. They want to replicate what they got going on in China here. Everything is being heavily surveilled. All right, they got social credit. You post certain things on social media. All right, you know, you could lose that credit. That could take you away from getting a job. That could take you away from getting food. That can take you away from your living as they set up this UBI system. You know what I'm saying? All right, you know. So this is the type of atmosphere that's being created, man. That's why when Trump came in, man, the first thing he did was give what 500 billion to all them technocrats, right? He swore in those colonels,
Yep.
those big tech executives into the army, man.
Made them crumbs.
Yeah. So we already see where we at with it, man. All them dystopian movies where they show you AI technology ruling over the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Elysium. You know, this is the times that we in. It's going down. This is why a part of the reason why it's a time like no other, man.
Yeah. Sure.
It says, I'll just read it from there. It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right. So even though it's going to be a time like no other, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered out of the midst of these evils, man. Okay. It says in the book of, I believe it's Micah, the 7th chapter. All right. In the NLT, it says, yes, the Lord will do mighty miracles for you like he did in Egypt. Okay. The Lord is going to show forth great power and great deliverance for his elect. Remember that the Lord had Pharaoh in Egypt exalted so that what he could show forth his power. So this devil showing his power on the left-hand side with the AI, the technology, you will be like, damn, how could we get delivered? Well, through the power that the Lord is going to show, just like he did in ancient Egypt. The left hand had power, but shit, it ain't have nothing on the right hand power. You know what I'm saying? Those magicians and warlocks, they were able to do particular things, but it got to the point to where they had to acknowledge, like, nah, this is the finger of the Most High. We can't do nothing with this type of power. And the Lord is going to show that in these last days for the defense and the deliverance of his servants, man. All right? His true believers, man. So, did you have anything else?
Yeah, that's when we jump down to verse 4.
Con.
It says, but
Perfect.
thou, O Daniel, shut up thou the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, well, Con, so yeah, it says that knowledge shall be increased. So that's showing you, that we will have this technology, in these last days, man. We're seeing the increase of, we're moving closer and closer to the, the AI systems. We're seeing that even with the banks, we're getting closer to that cashless society. Everything is going digital. So we're seeing that knowledge increase, and we're seeing this new system, being the AI, is going to push that even further. It's going to Operation Warp Speed. It was another one that they mentioned. I can't remember the term that they use, but it's going into how things are going to start moving more quickly and quickly. But that's the point I want to make on that.
Yep, that's it. So let's read this real quick in this first Maccabees 1. Starting in verse 41, and then we're gonna tie it in the AI overview, or not AI, but the Chat GPT. What I had asked in the chat was what'd you say?
So I got that Maccabees.
Okay, perfect. So I had asked the Chat GPT during the time of the Greek Empire in First Maccabees, Antiochus forced the, I don't even want to say that word, all right, but you see it. They forced our people, all right, the real people, all right, to submit to his religion as well as the rest of the Gentile nations. He set up officials to supervise the people and to make sure compliance was to this religion. How would this play out today in modern times with the advancement of technology, AI surveillance, etc.? Question mark. All right, so they say what they say there. So that's what I asked in the chat. So we're gonna read this in First Maccabees briefly, and then we're gonna go back into the chat and see how it parallels or how it would look in these times today. So let's go ahead and start with that verse 41, Baba Kushah.
This is First Maccabees 1 and verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Right. So back then, that this is a form of an NWO. All right, a new right order. Right. So this is something that's played out throughout times. Different heathen nations. You got the Tower of Babel. It It was always this, mind to get everybody under one umbrella, under the control of a particular heathen or whatever the case it may be. All right. Well, that's what he's doing in this time period with his technology, man. All right. He's trying to get everybody to worship the beast in this image, all right, and receive that MARK, that charagma, man. That micro C hip spoken about in Revelation 13 and 16. So that which has been, like the brother read, is that which shall be. Right? Keep reading.
It says verse 42. It says, and everyone should, yep. It says, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Right. So all the heathen were in agreement. So you got guys talking about something. Well, World War III is gonna be Russia against them, man. So then how is it that they're gonna implement the micro C hip? And they fighting against one another. Well, you don't even realize these heathen are in agreement with this technocracy. All right. And the elites are in control of even over in China. The elites are in control of China, man.
Yes.
All right. They're trying to make it seem like, all right, man, China, they're getting ahead, man. We're fighting and battling, and we got to get ahead of the game. That's what Trump's rhetoric has been lately, man.
Yeah, we gotta catch up to China.
Right.
And it was the former head of the WEF.
Carl Schwab.
Yeah, he had said that China was what? He had said that China was the
lead.
he was the example, basically.
Prototype, like a prototype.
Yeah, what they're doing in China, that is the example. And America is Babylon is following suit.
Yep.
That's what Trump, as you said earlier, with those billionaires and putting that 500 500 billion towards
technocrats. All that technology and everything like that. And that's why you've seen things happen so quickly with the advancement of everything being moved over to AI this, AI that, tech this, tech that. You got police departments, they're using drones now, man. A lot of police departments are using drones, and they show you these different things in movies, man, like Code 8. In that movie, they showed you drone surveillance everywhere, man. Facial recognition everywhere. All right. Now they're moving all these nations, once again, showing you that they're in all agreement with it. All these nations are doing what? Digital IDs. You know what I'm saying? To say he calls it all. All right.
Yeah.
So everybody is in line with following this path, man. All right. But keep reading in that, Baba Kusha.
Verse 43, it says, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Right, so many Jakes is just gonna fall suit into this taking the MOTB, all right, falling right in suit into this system with no resistance. Okay, they just gonna fall. As we're gonna read, all right, then the affliction increased, all right, and Jake was folding back then. But even in that time, you had certain men and women that were resolved that they wasn't finna eat that swine. All right, they wasn't consenting. They was gonna trust in the Lord, and whatever happened, happened. They was gonna keep their faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They chose rather to die manfully, all right, than to profane themselves, make their souls abominable by eating the swine's flesh. Well, that's what this devil's trying to do. Completely separate you, all right, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through getting that MARK in you, man, which is a badge of servitude. That's saying that I have no allegiance with the Lord. My allegiance is to this devil. That's who I worship. Worshiping the beast, the image, and then receiving his MARK, man. But go ahead.
Verse 44, it says, for the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judea that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Now, these different things that we had to do under the old covenant, these were things that kept us kept us close and connected to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's why. What verse are you at?
I just finished verse 46.
Okay, I'm trying to think if that's where it said they were had to make sure that they were uncircumcised. But we might read it a little bit further down. But nevertheless, all right, the circumcision was what? A sign of the covenant between us and the Father. So not being uncircumcised, all right, that was what? Him trying to get our people to break that covenant, man. Make them abominable, completely separated from the Lord. And this is the same thing that he's going to do, all right, to the masses, specifically speaking to our people. All right, but this is going to be worldwide, the rest of the heathen. But he's trying to separate the holy people from the Lord completely, man. All right, but the elect aren't going to fold to that, man. It's already written that they didn't receive his mark, worship the beast or his image. So the Lord preserved, all right, those different spirits that made it out of great tribulation in the midst of all this hell, all this weird ass technology and all that. The Lord kept them faithful and he delivered them, man. You know, so this is what we're hoping to receive in these last days, the deliverance and the protection through what? Showing forth our faith in the Lord by not by resisting, man. But go ahead.
Verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and it says, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
That's right, man. And that micro C hip is gonna do that. Okay. All right. You'll be completely rejected and separated from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. But let's keep reading.
It says, verse 49, it says, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
All right. And that's what he's setting forth the system to do. All right. It's a precept. I don't know if a brother knows where it's at. In the book of Sirach, it says, if you take a man's bread, all right, you are a bloodshedder, roughly paraphrasing it. So you're seeing this already happening to a degree to where if you aren't submitting to getting of these certain things, right, just like they showed you with C19, when they dropped, they said you had to get juice. And if you didn't get juice, you couldn't work. All right. You had to have evidence that you got the juice, or you couldn't go to certain places at a certain point. Right. You know, over in the UK, what are they saying, man? If you don't have that digital ID, you cannot work. All right. So they're pushing out these different things, man. They're even saying here, I saw an article where here in the States, now they're saying if you don't have that real ID, they're going to charge you $18 when you go to the airport, you know, an extra fee.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to get to the point to where it's like, nigga, it ain't going to be no extra fee. It's going, nigga, you can't get on this plane. You can't move around. You can't work. All right. That's why understanding these things, it says that the remnant shall no longer stay upon him that smote them, but the remnant shall stay upon the Holy One of Israel in truth. All right. He's going to ostracize anybody that's not submitting to this system, all right, out of society. Okay. That is what he's going to do to force people to submit. He's going to force people to submit through a famine, controlled famine. All right. He's going to force people to submit through pleasure. He's going to try and force people to submit through hard times in every which way that he can, man. Then he's going to try and force people to submit with fear and beheadings. All right. You're going to be looked at as a Theist, like I think it says it in that chat GP that we're going to get back to, Lord's will.
I got this Sirach. This is Sirach 34 and 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
Is a man of blood, man. All right. So you stopping a man from getting his wages or his money because he doesn't get a digital ID or because he doesn't, you know, eventually get that micro C hip. That's what him killing you. All right. You know, how you going to feed your family? How you going to eat? You can't. What's his solution? Nigga, you better bow down. What's the solution of the elect? Trust in the Lord. Run into that strong tower. You know, wait on the Lord. We'll be all right through the spirit and power. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Lord's will. You know, we are those men, man. You know, that the Lord is separated, that will not bow the knee to by all. All right. In this time period, what, man? They're not going to worship the beast, the image, receive his mark. You know, he's got men reserved. He's got women reserved, his believers, man. Right? So that was it in that. We can go back to that Maccabees.
Okay, this is First Maccabees 1 and verse 49. It says, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city.
Right, so it says that what, man? He had appointed overseers over all the people. So you have physical people going out, you know, Different military men going out, making sure that, okay, are they sacrificing this swine? You know, hey, what's going on with you? You check in. Did you do those sacrifices?
Sworn to that, my brother.
You know, you know what I'm saying? So he had military men coming in, you know, doing this. Well, in this time period, you got military that's going to be, you know,
You had the chip.
yeah, you got that shit, man. What's good? You know, using the AI technology, drones,
Yeah.
surveilling. You know, what is he looking up? Oh, he watching them Israelites? All right, hold on, man. Oh, hold on. Did they get their sea hips over there? Send in the military. You know what? Fuck. Don't send the military. Just send that robot drone.
Right.
Just get rid of them niggas, man. All right. You know.
Yeah. Well, I know brothers have seen it, but they just what was it? Elon Musk. He just had the robot that you're able to buy now, and you know you could put it in your house and everything. And
Yeah, they gonna have
that
that
residential robot.
yeah. And that reminds me of our robot. Yeah. He had the robots in their cribs, and what they had upgraded from those old school robots, you know, that was downgraded, but then they had the newer robots, you know what I'm saying? That was
with the shoots.
yeah, they was with the
Yeah.
shits, and they was like operating around the city, you know, like brothers is going into, you know, watching surveillance and all that.
Yep.
So we're seeing like we was going into earlier, bro, that Daniel, bro, a time like no other. This is what Daniel was talking about.
Yeah. Them robots that Esau got right now, it's like you need that divine intervention to to escape from that. Like we see different clips now. These robots, they getting up, they maneuvering in ways that humans can't even maneuver, and they doing that already.
It's like an unfollowable system to where once they get pushed over and knocked down, immediately they can come back in.
Right.
They got them dogs,
Yeah.
right? Them dogs that can, motherfucker, you put machine guns on their back.
Yeah.
Right.
You got different war clips of, I believe it be in Ukraine. They'll send drones in, and they like kamikaze drones, and
What?
they explode and all that.
That's the modern day warfare. See over there, them little hat niggas, man. They not sending the IDF into Iran. They sending drones.
Yeah.
That's how they sniping all the niggas. They're using Palantir to get all the information to know where they gonna be at and everything like that. They're utilizing those things, you know, over there already, man. Okay, so it's gonna be drones everywhere scanning. It's gonna be full surveillance. Once again, a police state on a whole another level, man. You know. But let's keep reading on that. We're gonna try and read through this speedily, so then we can go back to that chat GPT.
This is First Maccabees 1 in verse 52. It says, Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils. It says, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor.
Right. So you had certain Jakes that was like, man, nah, we ain't with this. We need to go dip out. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is gonna have His servants be ducked off, protected in different situations, man. You know, like the Spirit had me mention the lesson earlier, bro. It's like you think you're gonna be in your crib, your apartment, all right, your house until the chariots come. Like, no, bro, we gonna be on the move. They're gonna be after us. The Lord is gonna deliver us out of different situations. All right, you know.
It said,
It-
like,
Go ahead.
it said, in those days be as pilgrims on the earth.
That's right.
Paraphrasing.
That's right.
We're gonna be on the move.
That's right, man. And this is what happened back then. Jake had to go on the move. All right. You know, they had to go on the move, man. So it's going to be the same thing in these times, man. But keep reading.
This is verse 54. It says, Now in the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 140th and 5th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idols and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
Right. So if you had the scriptures at that time, you was trying to follow these things, you were a target. See, going back to that Revelation 12, we would have jumped down to the last verse. This is Revelation chapter 12 and what's that, 17? Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. All right, he's likened the daughter of Zion unto a comely and delicate woman, right? Speaking about the nation of Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So it's showing you who the main target is, man. All right, the main target is who he really got a problem with. All right, is people that actually believe and profess in this, man. All right, it said what? Them that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. It says the testimony of Yahweh Shai is what? The spirit of prophecy, man. All right, so what? The prophets, the believers. All right.
Yeah.
Alexa, Siri, they snitching on you. All right, they tracking. They tracking. They know you watch the Hebrews, man. They don't care if you listening to Sakari, all right, or Genesis, nigga. You listening, all right? You gonna be targeted, okay? And it's unavoidable. It don't matter if you sell out, all right. It don't matter if you man. That was them, man. They were saying that. I think that all the Gentiles can make it, man. Esau, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. My God, come on, man. Can't we just be kind to one another? Head ass. Shit don't matter, man. All right. You know, it's like, no, this nigga don't care.
Yeah.
All right. You know, he wants Israel, but specifically, all right, he wants those that are, following these words, man. All right.
I got a precept for you.
Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord."
They should be. No, go ahead,
No,
Salaki.
no, you good. You got it out.
I was just gonna mention it's like madmen sparing none.
Yeah,
It's like, bro, this nigga got robots now. All right.
bro.
This nigga got surveillance. He ain't got to go find you. He know where you at.
You know you at. Just like you mentioned about that movie Code 8, bro. Them robots, they don't have no emotion.
Bro,
They don't
yeah.
care about how you feel.
They didn't have no second thought.
There's no thought process. They are given a command to execute whatever they gotta do, and they gonna do it.
It's like that's the angels on the left hand
That's the
side.
spirit.
Because the Lord, He got His angels that He sends out for vengeance, and they I forget how it's worded, but it says that they
Ezekiel 9.
they rejoice at His commandment.
Yep,
roughly
yep.
paraphrasing.
Spirits created for vengeance.
Yeah.
Bring sore strokes. Yeah, they
Yeah.
rejoice in his commandment.
That's it.
Mhm.
And Esau trying to do that on the left hand side. He got his bootleg version of the angels,
Yeah.
and those robots gonna do whatever Esau say.
hmm See, even with this, like, they talking about ice and everything like that. It's like, bro, this is just the little prelude. They got them out there, bro. They gonna have drones.
Yeah.
They gonna have robots. All right, they're already doing the facial recognition with the ICE officers to where they can just scan somebody's face and they can see if you're in the system or if you're illegal or not. All right, now what's gonna happen, nigga? A drone go over, scanning everybody's face within a damn 1 mile radius.
Yeah.
All right, you don't even know. You look up like, oh snap, what's that little speck right there? That's a drone. All right, looking at your face and they finna send in the niggas to come grab your ass up. This is what we talking about, man.
Nah, we literally talking about the movie Code 8, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when they had them people go outside,
Yeah.
they was like, look up. They had to look
Yeah.
up at the drone, and they had to do the face scan, and one
Yeah.
dude, he didn't want to look.
He ain't want to look up, bro. Had to mollywop his ass, man. Them nigga hit the damn tuck out the damn whatever shit, And nigga was all fucking majestic out that mug, ready for business. You know what I'm saying? Madmen sparing none.
Yeah.
All right, slay utterly old and young, both maids and women and children. Like with the technology this devil got. Like right now, like if he really wanted to get all the immigrants and everything like that, bro, if that was if that was his only mission right now, if he actually wanted to do that, he could send in drones. All right, there you go. Go just get rid of their ass and be up out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? So things are intensifying, man, but this technology is gonna be used on a whole another level, man. But let's keep reading in that. And that Maccabees.
First Maccabees 1 and verse 58. It says, thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Now in the 25th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of the Most High.
So niggas was with it, man. They was all for it. It was like, shit, I need to eat. You can hear a nigga back then, man. Man, it's just some swine, man. How we gonna eat, man? They killing people. So they killed Ray Ray yesterday, man, because, you know, they killed Ray Ray, man. Nah, man. And niggas folded. They was like, man, we ain't finna take the juice. Oh, man, I need to travel. Wait, you can't travel without the juice? Niggas took it.
Yeah.
Niggas took it for a job. You know?
That one dude that was in the military.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
crying and shit.
We was talking about that on the line.
That's
Yeah.
the spirit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, bro, niggas is finna fold now. Like we mentioned even yesterday. It's like, bro, when they was talking about that snap getting cut, bro, the nigga woman would have took the C hip right then and there. Off of the threat.
Yeah.
I gotta eat. I mean, they gonna eat. My kids gonna eat on Thanksgiving.
Who gonna feed my kids?
Yeah, bro, her ass would have took that C hip right then and there. What I need to do? All right. You know, so and that's without any
Without
pressure.
threats, yeah,
That's
any
without
threats.
the damn robot dog coming after you. All right. You know, as soon as that nigga come down the block. Whoa, wait a minute. I was just playing. Where that C hip at, man? I was just playing. I ain't mean all that. You know, straight up, man. But keep reading on that.
This is verse 60, First Maccabees 1 and verse 60. It says, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
Mm-hmm.
And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses.
Right, so they was running through the cribs, grabbing up babies, hanging the babies, right? Women was getting snatched up. In the second Maccabees, it talks about how they paraded two women around the city and then threw them off a cliff. This is the reality of it. So you have believers that were seeing these things happening, and they were still like, we trusting in the Lord. If we got to deal with it, we got to deal with it. Fuck it. You know, fully resolved. We don't give a damn. We fear the Lord more than this nigga, right? So this is the mentality that we should be being groomed into having through the proper doctrine, through faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And if you're not thinking about these things, if you're not considering of you actually being in these situations, man, all right, you really need to think about what we're a part of, man, what we're walking into. All right, because the Spirit had me mention in the lesson earlier, bro. It's like, look, we're going to have to be Daniel, getting thrown in the lion's den and trusting in the Lord. We're going to have to be Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael. All right, putting our foot down. Nigga, these niggas going too far. We not finna bow down. Do what you got to do. We're going to trust in the Lord. Whatever happens, happens. All right? You know? Really having that mentality, man. Them niggas in these other camps ain't talking about that. All right? They having marriages. They on horses. They podcasting, man. We need to talk about something sexy. Gentiles, you know? All this madness, man. You not being prepared. You know, that's a nigga want to eat lettuce, man. You know, nigga want to eat lettuce instead of the bitter herbs, man. They not finna.
I'm not gonna eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as they ain't even gotta, here, want to take this C hip? Sure, why not? You know, it ain't gotta be offered nothing. Niggas is gonna take that C hip without no pressure, without even being offered nothing, just because 4 other niggas they know, all right, got their money on their bank account on that card and it's convenient. A lot of niggas ain't even gonna need any type of pressure, you know? But keep reading on that.
It says, I just started verse 61 again. It says, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
Faith, belief, fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? This is what allowed them to endure witnessing, seeing these things, being in the midst of this, all right, and still keep their integrity, man. Okay? You know? Imagine, like, we gotta really put ourselves in these situations, man. You know, we know a standard's gonna be lifted, right? That's written. We know it's gonna happen. It may be certain instances where, hey, you gotta go through certain things, witness certain things until the Lord really shows a higher level of, divine intervention. Y'all forbid, but let's say a brother, beloved, one of your brothers you've been doing the work with, man. The Lord has it written in his story, all right, that he's gonna get taken out before, the chariots come. It's written for him, all right, for you to meet him in the clouds at the return of Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Our forefathers during the time of Acts, brothers, believers were, suffering, dying. Certain men got put to death. John was the last one that, everybody else that got put to death, right? Is that going to stop you from believing and keeping the faith and showing integrity? It's like, now we got to keep going in our faith. We have to have that fortitude, man, because we're going to be in these situations. All right, and we got to trust in the Lord. And once again, this ain't 70 AD. All right, and this time, then this ain't the Greek Empire. This is the time where great glory doth abide. So the Lord is going to really show up and show out. All right, and he finna pull up. He gonna show up, show out, pull up. All right, grab his elect, divine intervention. All that's gonna happen in this time, man. All right,
Give you that expected end.
that's right, man. You know, but hey, whatever, how everything play out, every single situation is how it plays out. Trust in the Lord, man. All right, but keep reading.
Yeah, this is verse 63. It says, "Wherefore, the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died."
Right, and in this time period, you know, certain individuals, it's written that got beheaded for receiving that got beheaded for refusing to receive that mark, and it said they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You know, next verse.
It says, "And there was very great wrath upon Israel."
All right, so let's go to the chat GPT. We'll be looking at on time. What time is it? 3:12. Okay, cool. We'll speed through this. All right, so chat GPT, I'm gonna read what I put in there. It says during the time of the Greek Empire and First Maccabees, Antiochus forced the real people, all right, to submit to his religion as well as the rest of the Gentile nations. He set up officials to supervise the people and to make sure compliance was to this religion. How would this play out today in modern times with the advancement of technology, AI, surveillance, etc.? What Antiochus did in Maccabees, all right, he outlawed religious practices, circumcision, Sabbath, Torah observance, right? We pretty much read all of this, you know. He's just summarizing it. It says how something similar could function today. It says outlawing religious practices, digital enforcement of behavior. A modern government could enforce religious conformity through digital ID, central registries. This is what they're doing now, man. Okay. Every citizen is tied to a digital profile. Is this not exactly what's happening? What was happening in the Greek Empire, the same thing is happening now, but now this nigga got AI and drones. Okay? Religious affiliation or compliance is tracked. They know what you're watching.
They know what we're saying on the video.
Yeah. They know all of this, man. Everything is being calculated, man. They know if you just entertained, man, let me, you know, if you watch Drewski got led to it and then you ain't listen to it no more. They know if you watch that, you know, that clip, you know what I'm saying? How interested you were through what you were looking up and, you know, your messages and everything like that. They know all of that, man. It says access to service could depend on following mandated cultural norms, AI pattern analysis, algorithms flag, attendance at places of worship, religious gatherings, religious purchases. So yeah, we go out to the camps. You know, imagine that, man. A drone out there, they all out there. You know what I'm saying? They sending in. We ain't finna be out here teaching. All right, out here on the highways and byways. All right, under full surveillance governments. All right, you know when they really pull that digital lockdown on, it's like it says the prudent shall keep silent in that time because it is an evil time, man. Okay, we ain't finna be out there teaching freely forever, man. All right, it says religious gatherings, religious purchases, books, clothing, ritual items, online speech. Yeah, they know if you bought an apocrypha. You know what I'm saying?
Amazon dropping it off at your.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, nah, he bought an apocrypha, man. Yeah, he listened to them brews. You know, go send the robot, man. We'll keep an eye on this guy.
Keep our eyes.
You know, online speech or posts defending banned beliefs, right? And that's what they're doing now, man. They're already political opinions that you have.
Yeah.
You got DJT that just said that the Democrats, they had made some propaganda video, all right, against him or something like that. He was saying that they need to be put in jail, punished, and put to death. You know, this is what this nigga's talking about. Yeah, you niggas need to die. All right. Let's go ahead and figure out how we're gonna put this in law so we can be justified. And you know, this is what it's gonna get to, man.
I know it was a leader. I think he's a leader in Mexico, but he was saying that
like with the rise of all these like political, like basically online political tensions, right? People need, like, you need a digital ID to be able to access the web. You can still have your nickname or whatever you go by on the internet, but you know, say you post some T stuff, or say, you know, your political views don't line up, or say you're on some bullying, or
racist type stuff, it's going to be tied back to your digital
Right.
ID.
Yep,
You
yep.
know?
That was in the UK. It said it was a guy from Spain though. You know, he was speaking on that, man. And then yeah,
It might have been Spain.
Spain, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if it's the same clip that I was thinking, you know. But
Mhm.
they're tying it all together. So now, let's say you speak against the C hip. Yeah, man, no, I'm not getting that. Oh, who ain't getting that? All right, yeah, go ahead and keep an eye on that guy. You know, they're speaking against this system that's supposed to keep everybody safe. They're going to have it to where if you are against getting this, if you're against this system, this whole AI takeover and this NDub or NWO, right, that you're going to be considered a enemy of the state, a teist, and they're going to deal with you, right? This is the atmosphere that's being created quickly, happening like that. This nigga said, I want to beat China, all right? Even though, once again, it's all the elites. You know, they're telling you, it's like, look, we're moving to this, but they're saying, like, nigga, we finna move quick, all right, because we don't want them to get ahead.
Yeah.
They already got that, have that in their mind. They're pushing this, man.
Yeah. Like they're putting out a narrative of them wanting to beat China, but they're all in the same league. Like they're all joined together and pushing the same movement, man.
That's right. It says online speech or post defending banned beliefs.
Watch that cord up.
Yeah, it says the water. It says where is that? Yeah. AI makes the surveillance Antiochus require automatic, not dependent on local officials. Officials in every city. Automated surveillance plus local enforcement. Antiochus place physical officers everywhere. A modern government might instead use real-time camera surveillance. Smart city cameras with facial recognition, tracking who meets whom and where they gather, alerts if prohibited assemblies occur, right? So even then, you might not got, you know, it's like, for instance, like you got neighbors, them niggas got the Ring cameras, you know what I'm saying? They watching your ass from his camera because you live across the street, all right? They're watching you on your phone. This nigga looking at you dead in your eye while you just scrolling, you know?
Niggas got
Yeah.
niggas be walking around with the smart glasses and
Yeah, nigga with the smart glasses. I don't know what's wrong with a nigga like that. Spy, man, it feds. Anyways, it says, let's see, tracking who meets whom and where they gather, alerts if prohibited assemblies occur, right? All of this, man. Digital police dashboards, enforcement officers receive automatic notifications. Potential unregistered worship detected at location X. Algorithmic compliance scores. That's your social credit scores. Citizens could be ranked on attendance at state-approved events, consumption of state-approved media, avoidance of banned behaviors. Oh man, all right? He hasn't been listening to those Hebrew videos. You know what? Go ahead and give him his $2,000 stipend, man. That UBI. Go ahead and give it to him. But if he watches one of those videos, no money for the money.
No money.
All right.
They got something like that going. They got that going on in China right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, like they
The social credit system out there. It's a social credit system.
They did like an interview on he was a reporter, you know, and he was spitting out the truth, right? He was spitting out he was against what the media was, you know, portraying. So he's spitting out the truth about certain pharmaceutical companies and certain companies, and they banned him from being able to take any form of transportation. Nigga can't even go buy a pack of cigarettes. You know?
Good.
But
Good.
but yeah, that's what they got going on right now in that region, man.
Yeah. Nigga, you lose your job. That's what happens now. Nigga lose his job because he said something about Seakirk. All right?
Yeah.
You know, this nigga just lost his whole, especially in this economy.
Yeah.
Nigga, if you lose your job, it's a wrap. All right. In this type of economy, it's like it's over. You're dead. All right, for most people, man. You just drop dead at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad the economy getting, man. But anyways, it says we just gonna read this last one, and then Laura's Wood, like you had mentioned, we might have to do a part 2, and just kind of go into it and read a little bit further because it even goes into an actual real-time scenario, or a comparison to a real-time scenario, of how it would look, right? But I'm gonna read this last part. It says those who fall below a score might be visited by authorities or questioned. All right, C, promotion of state religion, control of media, AI-generated content. Antiochus pushed Greek religion and culture. A modern equivalent might attempt to reshape beliefs through, and he's already doing this through the media, man. All right, telling you what to think, pushing certain things in your face. That's how that alphabet, stuff got just ran rampant. All right, because it was constantly pushed into people's face, man.
Yeah.
All right. It says, let me see. Propaganda. We can go through that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot more. I want to touch on this. So, yeah, because we got to get ready for our spirit like the wind here. So, we just gonna wrap it up there. Lord's will, we'll come back with another one and go a little bit deeper into this information. But this is where we at with it, man. All right, things just happening quick. All right, this is how the world is is gonna look. AI everywhere, robots everywhere. Nigga, they telling you what to do. All right, they're getting rid of jobs. You know what I'm saying? At a high level, no work for Egypt. This is all prophecy, man. All right. And this devil do not care. You think DJ Trump care? Absolutely not. He's that cruel Lord, that tyrant. All right. And it's finna that squeeze, like they showed you in that economic magazine. What was it? Economic magazine. Let me just type it in.
Economist magazine.
Economist.
2026.
Magazine. This is what they talk about bringing. Damn, can I spell? Sheesh. Magazine. All right, let me see if it.
Like the images.
Yeah, these are old
2026.
ones. Yeah. Let me put in that 2026. All right. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, that one's a little bit bigger. Yeah. Yep. So this is what they're projecting. It says world ahead of 2026. Let me click this one just because it mentions that, right? World ahead 2026, right? So this is what they're saying the world is supposed to be looking like and what's going on.
You can zoom.
What to look forward to.
Yeah, this is what they talking about. Nigga, shackled. Yo ass shackled. All right. Digital prison. All right. Drone here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, robot here.
Tanks.
Yeah, where the robot dog at? Where that nigga at? It's a couple of them niggas in here, man.
They got the shots, the jump shots.
Look at this robot. This is delivery. This nigga is delivering packages. Juice, pestilence. You know what I'm saying? All of that, man. This is what's coming. AI governments. All right, calamity, dollar collapsing, fragile. You see that dollar right there?
That's the robot right there, right next to your right. Go
Man.
to your right a little bit.
I feel like I'm looking at Where's Waldo.
I know.
What, is this the robot dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you see niggas trying to hide.
No.
COS right there. This is what they talking about, man. Bringing war tanks everywhere.
Yeah.
They got the shipping. They got the cargo containers with tanks.
With
you
the tanks,
notice-
weapons.
Hey, if you notice, look at the game controller right by the cape. Look what it's plugged into.
Bro, yeah, I don't know where you at.
Right on top of Trump. Right on top of Trump.
Okay.
So you got the
Controlling your brain, yeah.
to your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get your ass plugged in. Plugged in, man. Now what's
you see,
going
like,
on over
you
here?
see like different pills and medications.
Yeah.
Like,
Pestilence. All right.
Zelensky up there.
Got
So
the
it-
satellite beaming down on the ship or whatever.
Yep, satellite weapons. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot. It's a lot coming down. Another robot here. Robots everywhere, man. All right. Another robot dog. Another drone.
And then you got the bread and circus because that whole ball is a soccer ball.
Yeah, it's a soccer ball. The Olympics coming in.
Yep. It's Olympics 2026.
Yeah. So it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap, But that's really it, man. Like I said, Lord's will, we can come back, and touch up on these things and go a little bit further into that chat GPT, man. We're going to get ready for our spirit like the wind. But having that being said, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.